Hey guys, this is Michael. Welcome back to the channel. I'm so happy that you're here today. Alright guys, so over the past 2 or 3 weeks, I have finished, I want to say about maybe 3 to 4 anime, and man, I am excited to tell you about it. Now, I haven't really decided how I'm going to do this, but we're just going to take it, I guess, one by one, I guess. We'll see. Who knows? I might put out 2 videos for you guys. Anyway, so the other question that I had was, which anime am I going to talk about first? Am I going to talk about Tsukimichi Moonlight Fantasy? Am I going to talk about In Another World with level 2 cheat powers? Am I going to talk about... Well, am I going to talk about Date A Live? Am I going to talk about Mushoku Tensei? Or am I going to talk about Kaiju number 8? And man, oh man, oh man, I just can't decide. So you know what? We're going to start off today because today is Wednesday. And usually, if it were still running, this would be the day that the new episode of Date A Live would usually come out. But since Date A Live is over, so I figured let's do Date A Live today. And then I'll do another video, guys, discussing the other 4 anime that I just talked about. So let's get into Date A Live. Now, if you're not familiar with Date A Live, I will say, first of all, that it has 5 seasons. Okay? And yes, just for all you guys out there and girls, it is a harem anime of sorts. It also combines some elements of a shonen, and it is based off of a light novel. So, Date A Live, what can we say? Well, first of all, let's get into the story. The story primarily centers around our main character known as Shido Itsuka. Shido Itsuka. And Shido, from what we know, is adopted. He was taken in by the Itsuka family when he was little. He is an orphan, and he basically lives his life as a normal school kid. Until one day, unexpectedly, a certain event happens, which is known as a spatial quake, and a young girl known as a spirit appears. Okay. Now, she has the angel known as Sandalphon. Her name is Toka. He actually names her Toka, because before this she doesn't have a name. Anyway, you might be asking, okay, what is a spatial quake? Well, a spatial quake is basically, in the show, it's basically an event signaling the arrival of a spirit. So, to progress through the story, Shido finds out from his sister Kotori, who is in charge of this secret organization known as Ritatasker, that he has a power within him that he's never even known. This power is the power to seal spirits. What does this mean? It means that he has the power to take their Sephira, or take their powers, and place them into his own power, into his own body, giving him powers. There's just one big caveat. How does he seal their powers, you might ask? Simple. He has to go out on a date with them. And he has to kiss them in order to seal their power. Oh, simple, I know. Except this kid Shido is very, very, very shy. How shy? To the point where he has a hard time talking to women. So it's up to his sister Kotori and the members of Ritatasker to help Shido win dates, to win these spirits over so that he can seal their powers away. And essentially I believe there are 10 spirits in all. And so let's start with who they are, shall we? And we'll finish the rest of the story. So, the first one you have is Toka. The second is Yoshino. The third is Kotori, his sister. And I suppose right about now I should explain what their powers is. And basically, Toka carries a giant sword. Yoshino controls water and ice. Kotori is fire. Next we have Miku, who is sound. Next we have Kurumi, who is time and space. She's able to use her power to basically go through time. Next we have, I'm gonna screw up the names here. We have Kaguya and Sakuya, I think, the Yumai sisters. I'm just gonna call them the Yumai sisters. They control wind. We have Natsumi, who is a witch, but she can control her size, and I forget what her power is, honestly. I apologize for that. Let's see. Next we have Mia, who basically is like a nun, who is, she carries a Bible or a book. I'm not going to say Bible, but it's like a book, and her book allows her to see the future, to see what could possibly happen or what will happen. And the last girl, and I'm sorry guys, the last girl actually, right now, well, she's not the last girl, excuse me. But one of the girls, actually, her name actually escapes me at the moment. Shoot. I'm drawing a blank. But one of the girls' name is Muku, who controls space. Well, I shouldn't say space. I should say her power is named Michael, or her angel is named Michael, and it's a key. And she is able to unlock portals. She's even also able to unlock memories and or seal memories away. And and for the life of me, guys, the last one is coming up to a blank. It's like, I think it's like Fujinomiya or something like that. Fuck, I can't remember. Okay, anyway, moving on. So each one of these girls has different powers, okay? And they all got their powers from the Spirit of Origin. And for the first, I would say, 3 seasons, we don't know who that is. We also know that Shido is being hunted by another organization known as DEM, headed up by Isaac Westcott. Isaac's goal is to claim all the Saphira, or all the Spirit's powers, for himself. And at first, you don't really know what he's trying to accomplish. You just know that he wants them. At first, he just seems like your run-of-the-mill, typical villain. Like, I want to collect all the power for myself and basically rule the world. So, it's not until season 5, this latest season, that we really figure things out. We find out who the Spirit of Origin is. We find out what Westcott's game is. We find out who Shido Itsuka really is. And I'm not going to spoil anything for you. I mean, I suppose I could. Excuse me, guys. I suppose I could, but then I want you guys to go and watch Date A Live, because I had a blast watching this, and I am very sad that it's over. Now, granted, if harem anime isn't your thing, I completely understand. It's like an acquired taste. You have to get into it. But, if you're willing to take the journey, and you're willing to go through all 5 seasons and even read the light novels, I guarantee you it's worth your time. Date A Live, it's one of those anime that throughout this series, there are certain things to pay attention to, but for the most part, you can turn your brain off. Besides, there's also a lot of cute girls in there too. I mean, personally, if you were to ask my favorite, who my favorite is, I would probably have to say the Yamai twins. Maybe Muku, and maybe Miku. Yeah, I mean, I have a few favorites, you know. But either way, guys, I know you're going to have fun with this, and I know it's going to be something that you're really, really going to enjoy. Go check it out. It's called Date Alive, and it's on Crunchyroll. And there are all 5 seasons. They're all dubbed. Also, there's also a movie. Now, the movie, I believe, is subtitled, if that's your preferred method of watching anime. I do also think it's dubbed on Crunchyroll. I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and look. But the movie is called Data Bullet. And basically, it is following the story of one of the spirits, who I mentioned earlier, named Kurumi. And it's basically a retelling, it's an origin story, it's an origin story of how Kurumi met the spirit of origin and gained her power, which the name of her power is named Zakio. So, anyway, Date Alive. Go watch it. It's an awesome show. It's combined shonen with harem, with dating sim. I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong at all. And I think you guys will enjoy it just as much as I did. But hey, that's enough out of me, yeah? So, anyway, you guys know what to do from this day forward, don't you? Hit that like button. Please share and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Have you read the light novel of Date Alive? Have you seen the series? Is this something that you're interested in? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys. Remember, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go make it an anime day. And also remember, if you wouldn't mind, hit that notification bell so you know when I make another video. And I will see you all in the next video. Later, guys.